Hello everybody, I'm inspired today to share a little on lesson number 5 from A Course in Miracles, which reads, I am never upset for the reason I think. I'm never upset for the reason I think. And I'm sharing in part because of a question that I got in regards to this lesson. And I'll read the question. It says, Hi Craig, I'm on lesson number 5. I'm never upset for the reason I think. And I've been working on this today and wanted to ask your advice, if that's okay. A reason I came up with, something I've been digging into a bit lately, my dad and his smoking habits. I'm upset that he smokes because he is killing himself. And I have to breathe that smoke in when I'm home. I feel as though I'm upset because it makes me think he doesn't care about us. He's killing himself and won't stop even though he has children. Does it go beyond this as to why I'm upset? So the course lesson, I'm never upset for the reason I think, infers that the reason we believe we're upset, the reason being in the world, is not true. In other words, when we get upset, we believe or tell ourselves that we're upset because of something that's happening in the world. So in this case, we're upset because our dad smokes. But it's not really that our dad smokes, it is the interpretation around the whole situation. So in the ego's way of solving its problems, it may go about this in a similar way that I went about it in my story. Growing up, my mom was a smoker. She still is a smoker. She's in her 70s and she still smokes. And I remember believing that it upset me when she smoked. And I would try fear. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna die. You're gonna get lung cancer. Don't smoke. I would use the tactic of withdrawing my affection. I don't love you. None of you are going to smoke. Don't kiss me. No, I don't want to go in the car with you because it smells like smoke. It was my interpretation that I had around smoking, what I thought about smokers. It was my choice to believe in the fear of death and believe in the fear of sickness that was causing my suffering. It was causing the upsetness. And so the Course is saying I'm never upset for the reason I think, because it's not about what's happening in form, it's about what's happening in mind. What am I holding in mind? And as long as I think that the cause of what's getting me upset is out there, then I'm going to try to fix it out there using some of the tactics that I just shared. However, those tactics only serve to cause more suffering. The fear, it's only going to maintain this fear, this system of beliefs in fear. This idea that death is real, this idea that the body's real, and so forth. Believing the cause is outside in the world, so I'm upset because something outside of me, my father, my mother is smoking, means that the solution is in my mother, my father, whoever it is. Believing my mother to be separate from me, I also believe that the solution is separate from me. So it may not be in conscious awareness, but it is, there's a belief, an unconscious belief that the solution, or recognition that the solution, is outside and separate. And so that will never bring what we really want. What we really want is relief from the experience of being upset. What we really want is peace. What we really want is to know truth. And that only comes from the understanding or the willingness to go within where the problem, any problem, is solved at the level of mind. And so it's really an opportunity to look at what one believes about the world, about our parents, about habits. The behavior does not define the person. So it must be that I'm seeing the behavior, I'm not seeing what's true beneath the behavior, or what's true about the person, which is love. When I'm believing that my mom, or in this case our dad, is the cause of our suffering, and we're going to place conditions on our love for this person, then we're not loving unconditionally. We're setting up rules. We're not seeing the Christ likeness in the other person. We're seeing smoking. We're seeing cause of our upset. We're projecting into the world why we're suffering. We're projecting the cause outside. Again, keeping us separate. And that's what we spend a lot of our lives doing. We are trying to fix problems in the world. We are always going outside. Our attention is outside instead of within. And the mind training is really to bring that attention within. When we're trying to fix things outside, believing that the cause of our suffering is outside, we end up on a treadmill. Or it's like a dog chasing its tail. You know, it may catch it for a moment, and then it loses it. And then it starts spinning again. And it's a dysfunction. It's not true. Now, if one has thoughts about your dad smoking, certainly those thoughts should not be kept private or hidden. They can be exposed, but they're not exposed with an intent to change someone. So if I'm going to share with you the thoughts that cause my suffering, or there are thoughts in my mind that are causing disturbance, perfectly fine to share my thoughts. But it's not with an expectations that you will change or do something different. It's not with an intent to make wrong. It's not with an intent to give advice. It's just an intent to put in awareness, these are the thoughts going through my mind. And certainly if we're not guided to be in the same room, we're not guided to be in the same room if there's someone else smoking. It's okay to leave. But it isn't, you're leaving because you're guided to, not because you're upset, not mad. It's just, oh, okay, this feels like a moment I need to step away. That's okay. This idea of killing himself, you know, what we want is healing. And so we either buy into the story that other people have, or the story of the world, or we stay convicted in what is true. And the only way we can recognize true is to hold on to that conviction of truth so that it can be self-evident, so that it can emerge. So if we hold on to the belief, you're going to get sick, you're going to die, you're killing yourself, we're basically maintaining a conviction in that reality. We're maintaining a conviction in that belief. And so we know that belief is, there's power in thought, there's power in belief in the sense that it's what makes up our experience. And if we want to know our eternal nature, our eternal spirit, then we need to be willing to give up those beliefs. We need to be willing to question those beliefs and go deeper. Not just accept the indoctrination of the worldly beliefs. I'm not saying condoning smoking, nor am I saying that there's anything wrong with smoking. In fact, I actually enjoy smoking myself. With my mom, it's interesting because when I was young, I certainly had a lot of anger about the smoking, and my experience with my mother is completely different. Every now and then when I see her, I offer to buy her a cigarette. You know, she usually has guilt about it. She's like, oh, I want to quit, I got to do this, you know, I don't like to, you know, this smoking habit, blah, 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 but yet she really enjoys it. And so, you know, my purpose is to be convicted with what is true when I'm with her. So if she wants to have a cigarette, I'm happy to buy her a pack, join her in one, and there's joy in that. There's excitement that she seems to get in that moment. She's just being her, and I'm only seeing the truth about her. And that's what we really want. We want to join. That's what you want with your Father, is you want to join. You want to feel the connection. You want to experience the truth of what we are and what you are with your dad, which is love, because that's the only thing that's real. So the mind training in this lesson is really to help us undo the habitual blame into the world of why we are upset. And this is with everything. It's with, the person who cuts you off on the road. I'm upset because they cut me off. No. You're upset because unconsciously there was a choice made to feel separate. And as long as you keep that out of awareness, you will never come to know what's true about you. I'm upset because I'm running late to the meeting. No. You're upset because of an interpretation of what it means to be late to the meeting. And that interpretation is where? In the mind. I'm upset because the circumstance didn't work out. Yes, because there was an attachment in the mind to what or how it was supposed to work out. So all upsetness is basically a choice. Be it unconscious, it's still a choice to feel separate. And so, lesson number 5, I'm never upset for the reason I think. I love you.